Please do so, sir.
I'm a member of Victory Outreach, and while I do not receive any financial consideration from the church, it may be perceived that I have either conflict of interest or a bias if I'm to recuse myself from voting on this issue.
Thank you. Okay, so let's look for a vote, folks. All in favor of the Victory Outreach sign, the support letter, and of course of the community impact statement as indicated, raise your hand.
Right here.
Okay. Unanimous. Anyone opposed?
We weren't trying to keep you guys in suspense. I know we could have just said yes.
Follow the process.
Open up a can of worms.
Anyone abstaining? No. Okay.
Sorry to pull my hair out.
I will have that out to you as far as a letter of support as soon as possible. And as far as the community impact statement, I will coordinate with the council office on what language is needed that will be provided on any council actions or planning issues. I want to say thank you very much for being patient with us. Please, Melanie.
Sorry, I did fill out the speaker card, but it was pertinent to after
Okay,
vote.
please.
I'd like to know how many that voted yes are also involved or connected with Victory Outreach outside of this room?
Outside of the room?
Outside of this room, off the board, not pertaining to this.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means, I'm sorry.
You know what it means.
No, I really
Just
don't.
outside of this room,
No, I
in
really-
your personal time.
I really
How about in your
don't.
personal
I'm trying
time?
to be fair. I'm
Okay.
saying I don't understand what you mean, so would you please clarify what you mean by that?
Outside of Glassell Park Neighborhood Council activity, how many people are involved with the church outside of that?
On the board or here?
None of us.
On the board?
None of us.
None
I'm
of us.
Catholic. I am Catholic. And so is Morton.
I voted there twice.
And I voted for the sign, so
Some of us vote there. That can be
I'm still gonna keep my religion.
Is there something you know that we don't? If you,
Are you going to be filing a grievance?
I'm just asking a question. That's, if you could just answer the question, that's all I wanted to know.
oh, thank you.
And we're keeping our religion.
Don't hate us because we have faith. Now, we do have approval for this, folks. So, again, I want to thank you for keeping up the fight and for the commitment. And I also want to say, welcome to the Glassell Park Neighborhood Council. Moving on to the agenda item. If you do not have items that are not listed on the agenda, my suggestion is to speak now. Do we have any speaker cards?
One that she wishes to speak with the agenda item.
It's, yeah, just public, not related to the agenda item, sorry.
Okay,
Correct.
great. Could you go ahead, Melanie?
Yeah, I just had a point of clarification. On 4/17/07, actually in April, the GPNC meeting, when the Victory Outreach sign was voted on and it was approved, only one person recused himself. And I did ask if anyone else outside of this room had been, was involved with the Victory Outreach sign in any way. And you told me no, everyone else said no. And I just had a question because I know this was filed downtown. It has ZA 2007824. It has your signature on it, and it's for the sign. And I was just wondering if you could clarify to me why you would say you weren't involved when you obviously are.
It's a good question. I have no idea what you're speaking of. I've never
Okay,
seen the document you're speaking
I'm sorry, I'm mildly
Let me
immobile,
finish.
so.
Just let me finish.
Okay.
Please. I don't know what you're speaking of.
I'm going to hand these to her. Feel free. Thank you.
This is actually a perjury statement with regard to a radius map for a request of a 500-foot radius map on a specific property. It has nothing to do with the signage that you're speaking of. This is actually a request from the owner requesting that we do a radius map. It has nothing to do with the approval of a Victory Outreach sign or any other type of land use issue.
And you're saying that the zoning number is also different?
Well, I don't know about the zoning number. All I can tell you is what you have presented to me.
Okay.
Do you have any further
Then,
questions?
yeah, can I have those back, please?
I'd like to actually get a copy of this.
I'll give you a copy, but
I
actually,
think we can ask our office manager to get a copy of it while he's here.
all right, well, you don't need a copy of my personal notes on the back, so.
I'm going to ask the...
Actually, it's my property. I'd really appreciate it if you just give them back. I don't have to give you a copy of anything. You know that's the rule. Please just give them back. They're mine. Can you just give them back, rather?
Give her the copy you granted. If she wants to, please send us a copy. Then.
Oh, okay, cool. It would have been nice to have a copy, but
I'll give you a copy.
would you please?
I will.
Thank you so much. Again, you're not required to give us a copy, so
Right.
we would appreciate it if you would. And thank you for saying that you would. Any other public comment?
Thank you, Mary. Good morning, Mr. Friedman. Like Mary said, we're here asking for approval of a CUP for our sign, and that's all, just a sign.
Right?
Good afternoon, Mr. Friedman. First of all, let me just say it wasn't my intention to speak today because I do believe that the applicant has shown beyond a reasonable doubt that the sign is an improvement for the area and that it enhances the community of Glassell Park. The fact that they are willing to indicate on their LED display, "Welcome to Glassell Park," is one step forward because, again, this is the idea of aesthetic improvement. This is the idea of creating an environment that is inclusive, as Victory Outreach is, and also a sign that they are willing to even reduce comparatively than what the zoning allows. What I would like to say, Mr. Friedman, is that there have been some comments made that the Glassell Park Neighborhood Council is made up of specific individuals or entities with personal agendas. The fact of the matter is, Mr. Friedman, is that the Neighborhood Council is made up of Glassell Park residents that care about our community. There is no personal agendas other than to improve the overall quality of life in our community and improve the aesthetic appeal and welcoming factor of our community. And then finally, sir, let me just say that there is no specific plan, there is no CDO, there is no ordinances that prohibit the proposal of a sign at this location. Because an ordinance or a specific plan or any type of discretion is being considered does not make it law until it comes through. Currently, we are working with the planning department to review the issues and concerns that have been raised, including those issues contained within the CDO. That's all I have to say, sir. I would appreciate, on behalf of the Glassell Park community, that you approve this sign. We believe this is exactly the type of monument that we're looking for. They've already got one on public storage. We're just asking that they allow to maintain the same conformity as others within the area. Thank you.
Are you a member of the neighborhood council?
Yes, sir. I am a member of the Neighborhood Council. Any other questions, Mr. Friedman?